just to get to business, it's not just holiday mood which is keeping volumes low, it is also slowdown blues. So let's not forget that big theme that we are taking into 2016, and crude reminded us of that yesterday. A 3.35% fall in the US crude prices, largely because of an increase in the inventories. The analyst estimate was for a decline in the inventories, and it actually rose by 2.9 million barrels, and that set off fresh fears of slowdown. As if this was not enough, IMF chief Christine Lagarde wrote a guest column in a German newspaper where she said that she sees global growth anemic in 2016, and that even the medium-term expectations are looking very bleak. Now, coming from someone who has a bird's-eye view of the entire world economic situation in pieces, that is perhaps a fresh reason for a downcast mood today. So such markets as are trading are likely to definitely open in the red. But of course, in India, it's quadruple witching day. F&O closes, and therefore there could be other triggers that could move the market this way and that. But those would be, of course, technical moves only. The overall mood definitely is extremely bearish.
Oh, yes. And yesterday we saw a bit of that play out in our markets as well. We were down about close to 0.5%. Yes, the volumes have been on the lower side, but for whatever it is worth, the domestic institutions sold almost about 75 odd crores in our markets. But we'll wait for the first week of January to get the real trend. Anuj, morning. Today's expiry. Are you expecting any moves at all, considering that, it's the last day of the calendar year?
Yeah, I mean, morning, Sonia. It's really a lottery move. If it happens, it happens. The fact is that, you already should now start talking about the January series. And by January series, not starting from tomorrow, from the next Monday. But for today, whatever it's worth, look at the FI data. There was a bit of buying, 150 crores, though the volumes were low. I'm really intrigued by the kind of F&O data for last 2 or 3 days. Yesterday also there was buying in index futures, about 300 crores. So for 2 days we have seen index futures buying. For 2 days we have seen big buying in index calls and big selling in index puts. So that trend has reversed. That my sense is that creating a base for the market, for the Nifty, somewhere around 7850 to 7900 for the January series, and is preparing ourselves for maybe a good first half of January series. In the first half of January series, you're not likely to have too many negatives as well. The earnings season will not start. There's unlikely to be heavy volume trade as well in the global market. So the sense you get is that maybe the market is preparing for a bit of a move in the January series. For today, one sharp move at 3 p.m. is possible. As I've been saying, the options data is indicating a range of 7820 on the way down to 7980, and we are right in between at 7900. But maybe one big move either towards 7950 or 7850 could be possible. Going by the data, the probability of maybe a move towards 7950 is higher than 7850, but then that's not sacrosanct. Let's see. Today is a kind of day where
move towards 7950 more likely than
7850. But then I won't stick my neck out for that. That's something that could happen, could not happen. As I said, it's a bit of a lottery trade right now for today and even for tomorrow. The real trend should start emerging from Monday. In that, the data is pointing out that the start for January series at least should be good.
All right. Hopefully the start for the new series will be good.
There are always these budget expectations and FII allocations which keep the first half of January usually well hydrated.
Normally January is a good month for Indian markets, emerging markets. Even this year, in the year gone by, January was the only month in which the bulls made a lot of money. After that, it was downhill.
Well, if you had sold in March, maybe you would still have made a lot of money.